and welcome to the Punished for Protecting Live broadcast with your host, Francesca Amato, national expert in the Americans with Disabilities Act, domestic violence and child abuse advocate, best-selling author, and founder of Punished for Protecting Incorporated. We welcome all of our viewers watching on Facebook via Punished for Protecting News and the CPS News Network. If you're watching on YouTube at Punish No More and Free to Protect, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. You can also find Punish for Protecting News on Rumble. Now, without further ado, here is your host, Francesca Amato.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Punish for Protecting News live broadcast today on Facebook or YouTube. And you can also watch this within 48 hours on Rumble under Punish for Protecting News. I have a different spin tonight, and don't shoot the messenger, but this is something that I've been studying and I believe is true. So we have a very cool and special guest tonight. His name is David Weiss, and he goes by Flat Earth Dave. And the question you're going to ask yourselves tonight, and you may think you already know the answer, or you may know the answer, or I don't know, maybe you have wings and you flew up to the very, very high portions of the sky and you learned this for yourself. But we have a question that you should ask, which is the Earth round or flat? And without further ado, I am going to bring out Flat Earth Dave. Oh, he's not even in the back. We're going to have to pull him back out. He's coming back in. Sorry about that. So we're going to have to wait a minute here. Dave has been kicked out, but he will be back here in a minute or two. But let's put up some comments while we're waiting for Dave to enter the back queue. Don't know what happened because he was here. We were talking a little bit ago. Someone says here he comes. Yay. I guess you got kicked there, Dave. There you are.
Yes, I closed the wrong window, and of course.
Oh, I love when that happens.
Hopefully that replaces me speaking with the mute button on. I like to do that every show.
This is going to be a great show tonight. I'm excited to have you on. I have a 15-year-old son, and of course they're pounding him with the whole thing that we learned in school. And so he's like, Mom, just don't say any of this to me right now until I pass my test. So he's going to be watching this after. But it looks like I have a lot of comments coming up, and a lot of people are saying it's flat. It's flat.
Yeah.
So
it's 2023, and the idea that people still think we live on a scientifically impossible space ball flying through a space vacuum it's absurd. It's absurd. And the thing is, when you ask a 15-year-old or a 10-year-old kid, hey, guess what? The Earth is flat. They'll chop your head off because they're so heavily indoctrinated. And, if they're good kids, they probably still believe that teachers are teaching them stuff to make them useful humans in the future, when the opposite is the truth. Now, I'm not saying teachers are bad. They're just well indoctrinated and teaching what they were indoctrinated. They're not liars. They believe what they're teaching, right? That's how you become a teacher. If you can memorize the Rockefeller textbooks and regurgitate them properly, you could become the teacher of the next generation. So they literally have us slaves enslaving the next generation.
I thought this was a funny one. It's flattering to be a flatty.
It's better than if the Earth was flat, cats would push everything off the edge by now.
I mean, to me, if I go outside and I look at everything, and of course, when we say flat, we don't mean exactly flat. Obviously, there's bumps and hills and all that good stuff. But when I go outside, I see like a dome over me. I don't see us being on a spinning, flying through the universe around.
Let me give you the indoctrinated answer to that. That's because you're like an amoeba on a basketball and you can't see the curvature because you're so small and you have no idea how big the Earth is. This is what they teach us. They want you to believe that it's so big and you're so small and insignificant that you can't see the curvature, but they want you to also believe that you can see boats disappear from the bottom up over the horizon, over a physical horizon. And all of these things are explainable easily, but you have to stop, you have to think, you have to look at the information, you have to use your God-given mind. They don't teach kids how to think, they teach them how to memorize, right? From age 5 to adult, they have them memorize, regurgitate, test, memorize, regurgitate, test. And then it becomes your reality. And it's literally, the education system is basically MK Ultra mind control.
You got that right. You got that right. Well, Dave wants your questions, guys. So please go ahead and we will post them. But Dave, did you want to go ahead and start maybe laying a foundation? Like what brought you here? You know?
Well, we all flat earthers have the same story. We thought it was stupid when we heard about it. We refused to look at stuff. And then for some reason, something in us said, hey, look, it was probably our inner soul, saying, just look at the information. And once you look, if you if your ego is not so big that you're like, I can't have been lied to my whole life, then you'll see it's obvious. It's beyond. Every flat earther has the same story to the point where they can't understand how they believed in the ball before. And it's the only way to believe in the globe is pure ignorance and indoctrination of nonsense, right? They teach you, boats go over the horizon and seasons, the tilt of the earth. But when you actually look at these things actually prove flat earth. The horizon proves flat earth. Boats over the horizon prove flat earth. The seasons prove flat earth. But you have to actually not just believe, what a guy in a bow tie who lies, a failed comedian, says. You have to actually stop, think, and use that gray matter that you were gifted, and look at it. So there's the globe arguments are so bad now. They have nothing left. They literally have nothing left. I just uploaded a video that I redid from a while ago. Where Glober said, well, I watched the sunset and then I sent my drone up and I could see the sun again. That proves the earth is a globe. So I did a demonstration on a flat hallway where the sun disappeared and I lifted the camera up and there's the sun again, right? That means that my hallway in my house is spherical, according to Globers.
Right.
The way they get you is they're head agents, if you will, the shills. If they're paid or possessed, I'm not sure, but there's no difference.
There's no difference.
Yeah. They get somebody that has like a nice English or Australian accent, someone that can speak well, somebody that can do math, there's all different ways they get these people to do it. Some of these people just actually believe it because they're so indoctrinated from, all of the classes that they took in school. Some people are were arrested for something horrible. They're going to jail for the rest of their life. They're going to lose everything they have. So they're like, hey, do this, and become this troll. And we'll keep you out of jail. And then other people are just paid, maybe they're from elite families or whatever. And they're like, hey, we just got to keep the masses lost in space, because if we're lost in space, we can't do anything. So, if you don't, what difference does it make? That's going to come up. What difference does it make? I still have to go to work on Monday. Yeah. What difference does it make? And it's unreal how people can't see what difference it makes. Who would it benefit? Yeah, it would benefit the people that are running this world to keep us as ignorant slaves, enslaving each other. Okay.
100%.
Yeah. Using their false money system, obeying their rules that we don't have to obey. Right. And the people are like, well, I'm just one person. There's nothing I could do about it. That's the opposite of the truth. That's what they want you to believe. Right. There's nothing they can do to you unless you agree. Now, they can trick you into agreeing. Nobody's ever forced to do anything. You're offered, and some people think that's a demand, and they do it, right? But you can always counter the offer.
I'm getting a lot of questions that are coming up.
Let's go. Let's hit questions one by one.
Here's one. Hang on. Why won't they let us go past the 16th parallel? I'm sorry. Why won't they let us go past the 60th parallel? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so the answer to that is there's two places on Earth that all of the countries in the world agree that you can't explore, and that's the Arctic and the Antarctic, right? And so those are the two places that would prove the Earth is a globe or flat if we're allowed to explore there. Funny that we're not allowed to explore there, and not only are we not allowed to independently explore. Let me keep that clear, because yes, you can get a very expensive trip and go right to this little peninsula over here, and and spend a ton of money and never be allowed to go anywhere. But you're not even allowed to virtually go there. Anyone can do this. Go on your web browser, pull up Google Earth, and you could measure anywhere on the Earth, except you can't measure Antarctica and the Arctic. You can't measure. When you try to do an area measurement, it does this little flip around. Look at this. It's just measuring out here. It won't let you measure this part. That's crazy. And then the same thing for the North, right? And it's because when you wrap the Earth around a sphere, it doesn't work. This is the, oh, that's not what I was doing. Where's it? I had another one. Here. This is what I wanted to show you. They took the flat earth and they wrapped it around a sphere. And they say, this is where you live, and you're not allowed to explore this white area. This white area is really out there, not down here. Okay? You're not allowed to explore that white area. Right? You're not allowed to explore here. They want you to believe that this is a continent covered with ice, super cold, can't even fly airplanes over it, ridiculous. Okay? It's about 11,000 miles in circumference, but nobody can circumnavigate it. The last couple of people to try, James Clark Ross and Captain Cook, it took them over 3 years, and they went over 68,000 miles. 68,000 miles. That doesn't make any sense. The equator is 25,000 miles around. Okay, 68,000 miles. People go, well, what about circumnavigation? And once you understand how circumnavigation works, this is Amelia Earhart. She circumnavigated west or east, whatever direction she's going. But east and west are circles around the center. It's the same on a globe. It's the same on a flat earth. Okay, it's circling the center. All right, your compass will point east or west the entire way around. So, and people go, well, what about the Antarctic sailboat race? The Antarctic sailboat race, that proves it. And the Antarctic sailboat race actually proves the globe. Proves flat Earth. Let me show you. So these are these boats. These boats go 20, 30 miles an hour. These are the state-of-the-art boats, right? And they're using GPS. Now, they're not sailing near land all the time. They're out in the middle of the ocean. They can't see anything. They have no way to measure where they're going other than where GPS tells them. One leg of the race, according to their website, from South Africa to Brazil. Okay. Remember, there's another leg that goes all the way kind of up over here and around, right? 32,000 miles. This loop around Antarctica is 32,000 miles. The biggest circle you should be able to make on a ball is 24,000 miles, 25,000 miles. Okay. This is on their website. Okay. And we have sailors that were in that race that have said, yeah, the GPS is wrong, because after they do the whole race, GPS goes, yes, you went 15,000 miles. That's amazing, right? So 15,000 miles would kind of be like, going around Antarctica a little bit away from the shore, right? You went 15,000 miles, whatever. And then they do the math on the amount of time the race took and the amount of miles GPS says they went, and they're averaging 3 or 4 miles per hour. 3 or 4 miles per hour. Okay. Those boats go 3 or 4 miles per hour when they're tied up to the dock and nobody's on them. Okay, that's a little exaggeration. But why aren't they putting it together? And some of them are. But, other guys aren't just looking at the miles and the speed. They know that they're going much faster than that, but they're not thinking about it, because your brain, like a sailor, to actually think about that, he literally has to face flat Earth. And you're programmed so hard never to consider that as an option. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, right. I mean, when you go back and you look at Admiral Byrd, and then you look at, that's when NASA started after that whole thing with him. I mean, he explored way out, and next thing you know, there's NASA, and now we have what we have now, and all the other lies that they told us. They called Ronald Reagan from the moon. I mean,
yeah,
we lose signal driving down the road, but
they called Nixon.
Nixon. They called Nixon from the moon. I mean, it's just sorry.
So
got Ronald Reagan on the brain because of the Megan Walsh story. Sorry.
This is 32,000 miles according to them on their map. But when you look at it on a flat Earth map, this is the course they took. And there's water currents. There's fast ocean currents that help them with this, right? So this is the 32,000 right here.
Wow.
Yeah. And they probably didn't even go this far out. They probably cut over here, and cut that off and cut this off, and who knows?
Right. We don't know.
Yeah. But that makes more sense on a flat Earth. Everything makes more sense on a flat Earth, because nothing makes actual sense on a globe. What else you got?
Well, this one says, I'm just as curious about, this is Schizo in stereo. I'm just as curious about what's really at the North Pole. Something extremely magnetic, though they hide it on maps now. It's more of a
the old maps used to show 4 continents with 4 rivers going out, and the story is, 2 of the rivers go in and 2 of the rivers flow out, and that's like the circulation of the Earth. But all of those old maps disappeared, and all of the land at the North Pole disappeared, and now they just show water, right? Not even ice. They're just showing water, like there's nothing there. Okay, when I was a kid in elementary school, they showed us explorers, National Geographic guys going to the North Pole, and they're literally freezing. They're running out of food. Their dogs are running out of food. They think that they might have to eat the dogs. The guy's fingers are falling off, but the cameraman and the cameras and the batteries, they work perfectly. There's no problem. Cameraman's not having any problem. Okay, and then they get there and it's cold and it's windy and it's dark. And basically the purpose of that movie is to make no kid ever in his life go, I want to go to the North Pole.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. That's all it's about.
Let's see. We got, can you show what that would look like on the flat Earth map, the FAUSC?
Is they asking to show the 32,000 miles, what I just showed?
Is
Maybe
that
that's an old, maybe. Re-ask the question if I didn't answer it.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah.
She's just saying the UN logo is the flat Earth map. Oh, here we go. Sorry, they're just moving quickly.
No problem. Just
how many world leaders do you think know the truth?
Well, that's a great question, and I'll answer in a second. But here are the maps of the 4 agencies that run the world, including the UN. They all use the flat Earth map. Mm-hmm. Very interesting. Very interesting.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
So hold on, I got a better view. So here you got the United Nations. We got the World Meteorological Organization, flat Earth map. We have the International Civil Aviation Organization. These are the organizations that run the world. And then we have the flat Earth map. Okay, right? So this is good. This is good. This is good. No problem. And this is no good. No good. Okay. Sorry.
Well, it's amazing how you pegged it about like the teenagers, because I deal with my son and his friends, and you hit the nail on the head on that, how they get so upset. And
but know how you can get a teenager to become a flat earther? Give them my Bitcoin challenge. Tell them to get my app. Teenagers love getting apps. And tell them to take the Bitcoin challenge, which is you have to watch the daily video each day for 3 weeks or 2 weeks. And if you can come up with 1 globe proof after that, you win 3 Bitcoins, right? That's like, they know what Bitcoins are. That's like $80,000 right now. Okay. And every day there's a new video right here, and that Google will not serve you. All of the videos on this app, you can't find them on YouTube unless you know the exact name and the channel name. Like if you Google flat Earth, anything, A Stranger's Guide to Flat Earth, 21 Questions. That's a unique name. It's a huge video. It won't come up. It won't come up. You'll get the same results. You'll get, Strawman Dan, and you'll get, the Phony Fake Professor Dave videos, and you get Dave McKeegan, and these are the guys that are propped up by YouTube to spew their garbage, and these guys are making tons of money from the views, so they they're doing it for the money.
Right. And I know, and I know they block me all the time, and so they block anything that's truth. And
you can't leave any comments on their videos that go against anything that they're saying. But you know what? No. I'll give them credit there, because if you put garbage on my channel, you're banned. You're banned instantly. Now, if you ask a real question like, "Hey, how does the sun set? How does the sun? Where does the sun go on a flat Earth? Can you explain that?" And I'll explain it. But if you want to know, on my app, the Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app, if you hit the question mark, which is the frequently asked questions, and then you go to where does the sun go? Right there. Where does the sun go? Bam. You'll find all the videos that YouTube doesn't want you to see, that Google doesn't want you to see, and then you'll understand. Thing is, belief is the enemy of knowing. I live in Connecticut. You can now believe I live in Connecticut, or you can take time and effort and research to figure it out if I live in Connecticut. It's going to take you time and effort. Most people are like, I'd rather just believe, right? I believe we live on a globe. Why? Are you religious? No, I'm not religious. Well, do you believe you live on a globe? Yeah. Can you tell me why? Can you give me one reason? Well, there's millions of reasons. I'm like, can you give me one? Science and physics. No, those are just words. Cite the science and physics. Well, no, there's tons. No, they'll just go on and on and on. And then there is none. There's zero. Because if there was, I'd be out 3 Bitcoins. 1 proof of the globe, and your son wins 3 Bitcoins. Okay. Wow. Tell him he could spend it anywhere he wants.
And to go on that, does he go to Flat Earth Dave, or does he go to, how does he get
All
to the
that stuff. If you want to book me for a show, if you want to find my YouTube channels, you want to find my interviews channel, you want to find my DITRH short videos, all short videos. You want to take the crash course free on my site. You want to find the app. You want to find Flattoberfest, which is a conference we're having in Vegas in February. The links, all the links are there. Everything is at flatearthdave.com. Easy to remember. Easy to remember. Great channels over there. My TikTok over there. And then on the app, there's tons of resources. The web button is called the More Resources page. And on it are amazing, amazing channels. We got some amazing TikTokers. I'm about to add a third guy who's fantastic. Debunking the debunkers. I saw a video with you and Professor Dave, and he destroyed you. No, he actually destroyed himself. Okay. and on the Debunking the Debunkers, find that video there. Well, I saw National Geographic. They flew a helicopter behind the curve. Actually, it's totally ridiculous to see the deception that we caught them in. It's here. Everything is debunked here. And they're like, well, there's no proof of flat Earth. Well, go down to this section right here, Flat Earth Experiments. These are tons of proofs. We did all the work for you. We documented it better than any Glober would. Globers say, oh, you did that laser test. What was the water temperature? What was the air humidity? What time of day was it? What was the gradient? What was the temperature above the 6 inches above the water? They want all this information. But when it comes to like, oh, that boat disappeared. Oh, that means the Earth is a globe. Well, how far should the boat be before it disappears? How come we can see the boat on some days? How come we can see land on some days and not on others? That proves that the horizon, which is your horizontal eye zone, varies on the weather conditions. On a flat Earth, the horizon can move forward and backwards because it's all optical. A foggy day, the horizon's closer. On a clear day, the horizon's farther. On a globe Earth, on weather conditions, the horizon can get closer, but there is a limit, a physical limit where it goes behind a physical curve. And no matter how clear the weather gets or how bad the weather gets, it can't get any farther away. So there is a required horizon on a ball Earth, and we can see much farther than that. So the fact that the horizon is not there, absolutely proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that we are not on a spinning ridiculous water ball. This is when you're down low, the air is thick and dense and moisture and it's you can't see very far. It just becomes all distorted and it mirages out. But up high where the air is clear and thin, you can see farther. We can see all of these mountains at 700 plus miles away. 700 miles away. So from this elevation, using their globe Earth calculator, curve calculator, the tops of these mountains should be over 40 miles. Let that sink in. 40 miles below. They'll go, well, I can't see the very, very bottom of this. And that's because they don't understand we live on a three-dimensional topographical plane, right? And the tops of these mountains should be 40 miles below the curve, the physical horizon. They're not. You know what mainstream science says about this?
What?
Nothing. They won't even touch it.
No, they don't want to talk. It sounds like what they do with family court abuse.
Yeah, pretend it doesn't exist.
Pretend it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's a good one. I understand, but they lie for a reason. What's the reason behind it? Why does it matter if the Earth is flat? Kind of a good question.
So
I understand what she's saying.
Yeah, no. Why the lie?
Better way she put it. What's the point to lie about whether Earth is flat or round?
What difference does it make? I still have to go to work on Monday. That's what you were programmed to say, and you were probably thinking it. And I said the same thing. What difference does it make? The shape of the Earth doesn't matter. Well, flat is not a shape. It's a description of level and horizontal, but that doesn't even matter. The flat or the curve doesn't matter. First, demonstrable science, tells us that the Earth is level. It's stationary. It's not moving. Water at rest lies flat. And why does it matter? Because if they can convince you you're on an insignificant speck flying through an infinite, godless, or distant God universe where anything could take us out at any moment, that we evolved from bug juice, okay, and we became monkeys and then humans, that hides the creator. Well, what difference does that make? I don't believe in God anyway, someone might say. Well, it takes you away from the center of creation and it puts you helpless, meaningless in a world of lack, a world of running out of resources, when the truth is there's infinite resources here. There's infinite everything. There's plenty of land. We're not overpopulated. Okay. There's so much potential here. And we are these super powerful spirits, beings that are inhabiting this place. And we have God-given free will. And they've taken that away from us because we've given it to them. Right? Flat earthers have taken it back. We're taking back our free will. So why the lie? I could explain it for all night and it won't get the job done. But if you go to the frequently asked questions and you go down to the why the lie, right? Go why the lie, and there is some great videos. This one was just featured the other day. Fantastic. Make sure you watch this video. It was featured video. Go to the archive. It's also under why the lie, as you can see. These videos here, Google will not serve you these videos. Okay. And these videos will tell you why it matters. They're hiding more land. They're hiding more technology. They're hiding other worlds, right? They're hiding other civilizations. They're hiding everything. Okay. They're hiding everything. So let me show you. I'm gonna take a minute and go through something which I go through a lot, but I think for
my own kind of things I want to touch on too. But the questions are pouring in, or like questions and statements, basically. But
let me just show you.
It seems like the majority of people are agreeing that it's flat. Like, I'm surprised to see that from the audience.
Well, there's probably a lot of people. I was just on another show and I said that I was coming over here. So a lot of flat earthers are coming over to help answer questions. Hey, guys, check out each other's channels and ask questions and wait for the answer. Don't say the earth is a globe because of seasons. And then one day someone's going to teach you about seasons. They're going to teach you about seasons, and you're gonna be like a little bummed out that you didn't really think about it. This is real quick. So this is ship tracking, right? And these are ships that are cargo ships. You can track them. You can click on them, get all your information. We found a ship here. Okay, what's up? What this is Antarctica, 730 miles inland. How could it be 730 miles inland and 1.89 miles above sea level? Even if Antarctica melted, how could you be 1.9 miles above sea level? Because that's what Google Earth says. This spot is that high, right? And there's an active ship there, right? And then we found another ship which was 905 miles, 900,000 miles. That's almost to the center of Antarctica. Okay. And it's over 2.37 miles high, right? How are ships going out there? And then, and again, I want the right to investigate what's out there. There's some evidence something's going on out there. Here is an old map. Some people say it's a cartoon. I say there's truth in it. It was in 1910, I think, in a Hawaiian newspaper. It came from a Buddhist temple. It shows all these other continents out here. What's going on out here, right?
Yeah.
And I say maybe there's a trade route going on out there from these unknown islands all the way out here. Okay. There's an island here called Kiribati. Okay. Island called Kiribati. And you've never heard of it. It's a tiny little sandbar, but the United States and China gave them billions of dollars recently, 10 billion from China and a similar number from the United States, right? Right. And it's out here in the middle of nowhere. They say it's an important trade route. Here it is. I put a pin on it. You can't even see it. You have to zoom in before you can see it. What's going on? Why are these giant ships there? Okay. Why are these giant ships on Kiribati? Why, there's so many things. And then here, the ships that are at Kiribati. So where are they going? Because normally you can look and see where they're going, where they're coming from and stuff. All of them had no destination unknown or Christmas Island. What's up with that? Yep. Christmas Island? Okay. Yeah. Right. So maybe they're trading, technology, weapons, computer chips, tuna fish, children. I don't know. I don't know. We want the right to explore what's going on out here. Okay. Yep. What is going on out here? And then just the last thing about Kiribati is there's this crazy time zone, right? If the Earth is a globe, everything should be symmetrical. There should be 24 time zones going from the North Pole to the South Pole. Okay. There's just like 3.5 time zones right here, and Kiribati's right there. That's kind of weird. If that doesn't make you go, and there's a million other things in Kiribati, then you're not thinking, you don't care, and you're lazy, right?
Yeah. And a lot of lazy in the world.
Here's the thing: lazy is king. Lazy is king. My good friend and researcher Jaron, he always points out, he goes, if you want to be rich, somebody told him this, if you want to be rich, invent something that makes people lazier, right? So think about it. Fast food, you
Right.
don't have to shop, you don't have to cook, you don't have to clean, right? Just go out and get your fast food. What makes you
Mhm.
lazier than fast food?
Right.
DoorDash. You don't have to get off your
Right.
couch to get the fast food now,
Right.
okay? And
Or lazy.
DoorDash is worth, what, billions and billions of dollars now.
Yep. Yep.
All
Yep.
right, go ahead.
I'm
I'm all
going to
over the
read.
place.
I'm going to read something, but we're going to go to a commercial right after this. But there's two really cool questions that after the break we're going to answer. This one: how old do you think the Earth is? And then this woman, let me just find it. It is flat. It is flat, she said. It describes it in the Bible. We're going to go over that too because of all the amounts of hundreds of scriptures that actually say that. But I just want to say this before we go to the commercial break. Stay on. And then he can answer these questions or go over these questions that we just had. But this is what they want you to believe from school. Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles per hour while Earth is going around the sun at 66,000 miles per hour. The whole entire solar system is hurling through the universe at 450,000 miles per hour, while it's moving at light speed of 1 million miles an hour in 8 different directions. This would equal each of you and me at 800 miles per second. Okay, it's like hilarious. At 800 miles per second, I just lost it, but you don't feel a thing.
Yeah.
We'll be right after this commercial.
We'll be right back after a message from Punished for Protecting Incorporated. Each new generation of protective mothers is shocked when they first go to family court and find it doesn't favor single mothers and is willing to jeopardize children. Francesca's harrowing experience with the broken family court system, from which she finally received justice after 8 months of struggle, is proof that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Francesca has one of these unspeakably cruel cases and has responded by shining a large spotlight on widespread failures so other mothers won't be shocked. Punished for Protecting the Injustice System of Family Court by Francesca Amato Banfield, advocate, mother, whistleblower, founder, and TV talk show host of Punished for Protecting. If you are struggling with injustices wrought by our courts, this book will help guide you through the process. Available on Amazon.com. Search Punished for Protecting and get your copy today. Help abolish family court by purchasing Punished for Protecting merchandise. Here are our top sellers. See the link in the YouTube video description to find out how to get your Punished for Protecting t-shirt. Get your high-quality Punished for Protecting t-shirt while supplies last and let everyone know that you stand for justice. Are you being re-victimized by the family court system? Do you need help with your case? Go online and book a talk with Francesca. Go to punished4beingAparent.com/book-a-talk. Fill in your name, email address, and message to Francesca. Someone will get back to you within 24 hours. Francesca and her staff of volunteers continue to work tirelessly every single day for parents and children who are in need of their help. There have been multiple success stories, including Francesca's, which gives hope to others in similar situations. Punished for Protecting Incorporated has incurred out-of-pocket expenses with zero funding to help families get their children back or to save their children from being taken. We also have provided funds to help with retainers, food, lodging, and travel. We really need your help so we can continue to provide our many services. Any amount is greatly appreciated. If you'd like to donate or sponsor a family in need of help, go to Cash App, Free the Children. And now back to our broadcast.
And we are back with Dave, Flat Earth Dave. So Dave, we had a couple of questions there. Well, one question and one statement. A lot of more stuff was coming through. Actually, this one here says they recently said they found hundreds of new islands near Japan too. So weird.
7,000 new islands.
Very interesting, right? Very interesting. So the questions that were before we went to the commercial were, how old do you think the Earth is? And then they're kind of gone now. I can't even go back.
So
the other one was, go ahead.
What was the other one?
The other one was just about basically, I believe it points to God. That's me personally. And all the scripture that I read, it says it, you know.
All right. So, we can address that. So how old is the Earth? That's a great question. It's not the hundreds of billions of years that they tell us. It didn't evolve, this and that. It was created. Is it 5,000 years old? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Is it less? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I can't rule it out. But I know that our history is all a lie, that there was many advanced civilizations here before this round of history. Way more advanced. We are the primitive ones, right? When we think that, you know, in the past, they use stones and they built stuff that we can't even build today. Or if we could, I mean, maybe we could, it would just take forever. Just go look at the World's Fairs and all of that stuff. If you want to have a really good time on the app, if you hit the homeschool button, which is the little homeschool right there, there's a couple channels here that'll blow your mind. This one is called My Lunch Break. This guy takes 15, 20-minute videos, basically finds an old building and then tells you the history of that building. It's ridiculous. You look at these buildings, you're like, oh my God, it's absolute insanity what they tell us. Funny as hell, highly educational. Another channel which I really like is Our True History right here. Again, just not making claims, just reading the history and then letting you understand what you're being told, because people just like, oh, you know, that the Washington, that's interesting. Did you know the Washington Monument was here before allegedly Christopher Columbus discovered America? The Washington, not the Washington Monument, the Lincoln Memorial.
Oh, the Lincoln Memorial?
Yeah, was here a long time ago. All right.
Wow.
And when you look at what's underneath these buildings, there's buildings under buildings. Now, was it a worldwide mud flood? I don't know. But there's a lot of evidence of a lot of things that don't match up with anything that our history says. So again, amazing stuff on this is the homeschooling page. Again, if you really want to go to college, this is the one right here, Schooling Globers. Each one of these episodes will just basically takes apart globe arguments in a way like nobody else can. This is my buddy Austin. Wits It, Gets It. Mind-blowing stuff. This right here is a college education, but it's so you can understand it, right? Listen to it. I wouldn't go 1.2 speed. Wouldn't go double speed. Maybe 1.5 if you want to listen fast.
And then the one about she was just basically saying it is flat. It describes it in the Bible.
Yeah. So again, I'm not the biblical guy, and I don't use the Bible proofs. Because there's over 200 proofs in the Bible that the Earth is flat, and everyone will go, no, it doesn't. It says Isaiah says the circle of the Earth. The definition of a circle. Listen carefully. The definition of a circle is a line on a plane, which is a flat surface, where every point on that line is equidistant from a center point. That's the definition of a circle. Okay. Well, I believe that our world is a circle on a flat plane.
Yes.
Okay. And the plane extends farther out. But here we have biblical flat Earth right here. Tons of great videos. And there's also a 24/7 streaming biblical flat Earth. Just throw that on the TV for a couple of weeks.
I love it. I love it. Yes. Oh, did he freeze? I think he froze. Did you freeze?
Whoops, did I freeze?
Hey, there you go. It might be. Okay.
Right. This is the short one, Dear Pastor. And it's one for you to give to your pastor. If you're already a flat earther and you're trying to wake up your pastor, give him this. Give him this video. Just watch this 7-8 minute video. But there's amazing stuff here. This one, documentary. This is a Hollywood amazing quality documentary called Heliosaucery. Just made last year. Fantastic. And then all of these others. There's just tons. There's tons in this list. And whether if you are a Bible believer or a Bible hater, watch these videos. Either way. And then you'll be like, all right, everything I was taught in my life is a lie. Every single thing is a lie.
It's amazing. It's amazing that everything's a lie. It's amazing. But that's why Satan is the god of this world, because he's infiltrated everything. So people need to do a lot more than just wake up.
Well, he's I agree with that. There's a movie called a new movie that is online, but it hasn't really come out yet. It's called, what the name is it? It's called it's about a guy in jail on death row that was possessed. He's possessed by a demon, and they're trying to determine whether he's sane or not. And if you go to stoplookthink.com and then click demonic possessions, just scroll down a little bit, you'll see it.
Okay.
It's called Nefarious.
Okay.
All right. And watch that movie. One of the best movies I've ever seen. It's beyond A Silence of the Lambs. It's so much farther beyond that. And it's amazing. It's just amazing. Just a couple of actors in it. Yeah.
Well, here's a good one. This is look, I think it's opposing it. It's Megan, and I know her, and she's a friend of mine. But I don't really know quite what she's saying. Maybe I'm not reading it right, but she's saying the earth, and hi, Megan, she's saying the earth is perfectly spherical. I was a ghostwriter for William Tompkins, a disseminator for the Office of Naval Intelligence in the 1940s. How is that possible? She's super young. And the point of contact, POC, for 20 plus US spies in Nazi Germany. The intel they brought to Bill, who disseminated it to the proper individuals up the chain of command, corroborates 20 plus years of research I've done on this. Their activities were 100% occult. All this UFO alien tech is highly occulted. I do agree with that, 100%. Ben Elohim Watcher, fallen angel tech. I think that's about all that she's got here.
So let me respond to that. Let me respond. So I just listened. I'm a fan of Veritas Radio, and they just had a guy on that, and I've been on Veritas several times, and they had a guy on talking about the Nephilim and Anunnaki and the resets of the world and other worlds, but he's talking from a planetary point of view. Everything he said makes more sense on a flat Earth. The problem is people are lost in that paradigm, right? They're lost in that paradigm. So this is 1927. Universal Pictures came out with the spinning globe for their movies, right?
Yeah.
How did they know what it looked like? Nobody knew what it looked like. They came out with the spinning globe, and then a bunch of years later, 1927, 1972, this painting comes from NASA, looks exactly like this, just colorized. Okay. How do they know? How do they know? Right. Yeah. And to say that the earth is a perfect sphere, that's ridiculous, because Neil deGrasse Tyson himself says the earth is oblate spheroid. Then they said it's pear shaped. Right. And every image that we have is, they're all fake. I mean, what do you mean? How do you know they're fake? So here's how you know they're fake, right? See this guy? I'm going to show you 3 pictures. One of them is fake. Ready? 1, 2. One of these is a painting. Okay. Hold on. I'll show you all 3. Okay. One of these is a painting. Pick it.
Okay,
1, 2,
let
3.
me move you. Let me move your picture for a second.
1, 2, 3.
One of these is a painting.
One of these is a painting.
Yeah, that's really hard. Okay. I don't know. Maybe the one all the way on the right, or my right.
Morgan Freeman on the right.
Maybe Morgan Freeman.
Okay, so if Morgan Freeman is a painting, by default the other 2 are real, right?
Oh, this guy's saying they're all paintings, LOL.
They're all paintings. They're all
Good
paintings.
one.
Right.
Good one.
All right. And now this is not real. This is a deep fake. Okay. This is Morgan
yeah.
Freeman.
We got
Right.
a lot of
In real time, it sounds like him. It looks like him, and you can't tell the difference. And this is what they're showing us.
There you
Okay.
go. There it
So,
is.
so to believe that these ridiculous images that they show us from space are real, you have to ask yourself, these are all from NASA. Which
That's right.
ones are real? Which ones are fake? Because if one of them's fake, they're all fake. And if they're
Right.
all real, then you're insane. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
These are all from NASA.
Yes.
Right. And this is what you want to believe that the world looks like. Okay.
Yeah.
And I remember here 2012 and 2013. Look at the size of the United States and look at the size here. Okay. The ball's the same size. Okay. How did it get so fat? Okay. How did it get so thin? Right.
Well, it ate a lot of McDonald's.
Well, it got thinner. We're supposed to be getting fatter, right? And then people are like, what about the ISS, the live feeds from the ISS? Well, this is from the ISS, and this is a picture of the Earth. So the ISS, look at this. This is just here. How could we have this amount of curve on this little piece of the globe? Okay.
Yeah.
And, here's the thing. People, we take the 2012 picture. I think it's 2012. And we can actually go across Mexico and Baja and say, confirm this is 934 miles. Well, they tell us the diameter of the Earth is 7,900 miles. I should be able to fit 8.5 of these line segments right here.
Mm-hmm.
This in between these two lines, 8.5. I can't even fit 3.5. Okay. So what is going on there? Right. What is going on there? You have to believe, right? We take this is what we got. All of this land is on the other side of this globe.
Mm-hmm.
All of this land. Now, let me tell you what happens to lazy people. They look at that, go, that doesn't make any sense. I'm going to have to defer to the people that told me about it because I'm sure they have an explanation, and then they're going to discount it. You just gave away your common sense for nonsense. You gave away a provably fake proof that this picture is fake. If you believe that all this land exists, I believe in Russia, I believe in Africa, I believe in Australia, I believe in South America, I believe in Alaska, I believe it all. And you have to believe it's on the other side of this ball. I don't believe that. I know that's fake. I know it's fake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And again, they show us this one. Look, here's all of Africa. You got the river here. Well, here it is. All of this is on the other side. So we're on the other side of the ball now. Now all of this is on the other side. How many sides of the ball are there? Okay. Again, I can't, it doesn't make any sense. You know why it doesn't make any sense? Because it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
That's why when people say it doesn't make any sense, I can't figure it out. That's because it doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Because it's fake. You have to admit that it's fake at that point. And, but people don't even go that far. It doesn't make any sense. I don't have a degree. Therefore, I'm going to have to default to somebody that's more indoctrinated than me to tell me that it does work when it's scientifically. I mean, it's obviously provable. It doesn't work.
Yeah. It's absolute truth bombs. And let me say the things too is that what we really didn't touch on this. And I was surprised I didn't see this pop up, but gravity. That's always their answer. Gravity. Talk about that, please, because I know that this has been a complete misconception.
So let me ask you a question. The science that we can do is high pressure cannot be adjacent to low pressure without a physical barrier. You can't imagine I had a box that was all the air was sucked out of it. So it's a vacuum. It's a void of anything, right? And if I opened up a valve on the bottom of the box, whoosh, the air is going to fill it up instantaneously and violently. It's going to go right in, whoosh, right? And no matter what altitude I have that on or how low or how high, on what side, how I orient the box, as soon as I open it up, whoosh, it's going to equalize. You open up a soda can, whoosh, it equalizes. The pressure goes out. Air fills the available space. But because the soda can is a container, because the propane tank is the container, you can have the pressure in there. But as soon as you make a hole in that in any direction, everything equalizes instantly. Like you can't go get propane for the barbecue without the tank. Just bring the propane, don't bring the tank. Can't do it. Okay. So we live on a globe with air around it, adjacent to the most vicious, strongest void, vacuum, lack of pressure. And why doesn't the air just fill the available space? And the only answer they have is gravity. Gravity holds it down. The air gets thinner and thinner. That's why you can't breathe at the top of Mount Everest, because the air gets thinner and thinner. This is all true, but you need a container to have air pressure, right? If you have a big, like a propane tank, the bottom's liquid, the middle is gassy, and it's thinner at the top. It's because it does layer out because of buoyancy and density, right? And because there is a downward flow. We'll get into what gravity is. But now think about this. What's heavier, air or water?
Water.
Okay, absolutely. You're right. See, you use your common sense. You thought it through. You're like, this is a trick question. He's going to get me. And no, air molecule. So let's break it down to molecules. A molecule of air, you can actually get a molecule of air. And a molecule of water is heavier. The water's heavier. Okay. So if the gravity is holding down the air, how can clouds form? How come water can rise and float with hundreds of trillions of pounds and tons of water floating in the sky? How does that happen? And it's all because it's done electrostatically. What do I mean by that? Okay, electrostatics is how everything works. So here's some party balloons, and we have them tied up. We have just a little button taped on here, and there's this wire that goes to a Van de Graaff generator. Right now, it's neutrally buoyant, a couple inches above the floor, and we're going to add a positive charge. Right, so we're adding a positive charge, and we do. Watch what happens. It goes down. The Earth has a testable negative charge, and everything above the Earth is in a positive field. We discharge it, it goes back up. Now, did we make it heavier, or did we change its electric potential? Right? The heavier an element, the more of a positive charge it has, and the heavier it is because it's more attracted to the Earth. The Earth is not moving, okay? The Earth is not moving. So the heavier it is. So we can do the reverse of that. We can get a tinfoil, and we add a negative charge to it, and it goes up. As long as we keep that charge in it, it goes up. Now, we define gravity, or we define something else. Electrostatics. Electrostatics is scientifically provable, testable, repeatable, observable. Gravity is a theory that you have to make up 96% of it to be dark matter and dark energy, because it doesn't work without the made-up part. But the made-up part has to exist, or gravity's wrong. Oh my God, you can't have gravity wrong because that unwinds everything. Okay, right? So this is from MIT. It's called the silent drone. There's no moving parts. It just makes a little hum, if any noise at all, and it flies just by changing its electric potential. Are we defying gravity, or are we using electrostatics? Right? And if this thing could pull energy out of the air, because there is energy in the air, it could fly forever without any moving parts. Maybe this is how they moved around in the old world. Okay. Maybe pyramids used to fly. I don't know. Okay. You look up the old Vimanas and stuff. Right. So that's what gravity is. And here's the funny thing, right? And this is where you guys are going to short circuit. You're going to go, I don't understand those numbers. I'm going to have to default to Bill Nye, the lion guy with the bow tie. Okay. They tell us that the electrostatic force that we can measure, that we can test, that we can manipulate, we can do experiments with, that we can prove, is 10 to the 36 power stronger than gravity. So let's pretend gravity's real. Yeah. And I dropped something, and well, now we have two choices: gravity pulled it down, or the electrostatic force pulled it down that we can actually test and measure. And it's 10 to the 36 power. Do you know what 10 to the 36 power is? Because I don't. Okay, 10 to the 36 power means 1 with 36 zeros. Okay,
yeah.
So, 1,000, million, billion, trillion. That's 12 zeros. Okay, 12 zeros is a trillion. Is that right? 12 zeros? 12 billion, 100 million, no, 100,000, 5. Okay, we'll call it 15. 15 zeros is a trillion. Doesn't even matter because it's so ridiculous. So if I was I'm trying to think of a good example. I'll just use the same one I use, which is I got to come up with a better one. We're in a room together, and I took my fist and I tapped it on your shoulder, and you're like, "Ow, that hurt a little bit," right? Right. And now, if I did it 10 times harder, would it really hurt? If I did it 100 times harder, I'd probably break your shoulder. If I did it 1,000 times farther, I'd probably send you through the floor. Okay. If I did it a million times stronger, it might become a nuclear explosion. And if I did it a billion times stronger, I can't even fathom what that would do. It might blow up the whole neighborhood. Okay. And if I did it 1 trillion times stronger, it's absolutely ridiculous. That's 10 to the 15th power. And they tell us the electrostatic force is 10 to the 36th power stronger. I don't believe it. I think they're full of crap, and they're just using these big numbers so people just short circuit and go, well, I can't figure it out.
Right.
But people don't understand how big these numbers are. 1 trillion seconds is 31,000 years. 1 trillion seconds. I don't think 1 trillion seconds. I think the Earth is less than 1 trillion seconds old. 1 trillion seconds? Are you kidding me? I've lived several trillion seconds. No, you haven't. 31,000 years. Okay? 31,000 years. Let that sink in. All right? The United States is supposedly like $80 trillion in debt. The debt alone it's a couple trillion a year now or something. The interest.
It's all a bunch of bull crap too, but
it's all nonsense. It's all their fake their fake money to control us.
The big lie. There's so many of them.
So what difference does it make? Getting back to what difference does it make? Flat earthers are aware that we need to get off their fake map, get off their fake money, get off their fake food, get off their fake nonsense, and use our common sense and reconnect with the creator and use our power that we are given. So why does it matter? It's the only thing that matters. Okay. There's nothing else in this world that matters more than this.
Yes.
Right. And when people wake up to this, then everything changes. Everything changes. Yes. Anybody listening here, everybody tweet Tucker Carlson. Get Flat Earth Dave on your show. Tucker made a comment the other day. Did you hear his Flat Earth comment? Tucker Carlson made a Flat Earth comment the other day.
Somebody else on here said that that's probably why they got rid of him, and I tend to agree with that because he's worth multi-millions and he's valuable to them in the multi-millions. So for them to get rid of him, there's right after he said that, right after he made that comment.
No, he didn't say the Flat Earth thing. He's long gone before that. He just said the Flat Earth thing like 2 days ago. Okay.
On his own program? I thought he said it like during
No, on his own program. On his own. I don't think he said it before.
I was watching him with what's his name? Tate, one that just got out of the what's his name? I can't think of his name right now, but I was watching
the Tate guy or whatever his name is.
Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate. But I think that was just from the other day.
That was just probably like 2 days ago. I can't keep my day straight.
That's all right.
I want to say somebody asked me how it says, Francesca, what made you look into the question of flat earth? This has been a number of years ago. A pastor actually came to me and said, and the first thought I had was, you're nuts. It was the first thought. And I immediately went to Isaiah that said, God sits over the circle, the round earth. And I thought immediately, and it doesn't say that, it actually says the circle of the earth, which, kind of pizza. And then I started looking into exactly what you're talking about. Observation and just, what you just got done saying about, they always get the same 10 answers. It's always, all these other things that are non-existing. So here's something that I looked up. I wanted to know, we talk about things needing a container. Water needs a container, period. I'm like, water needs a container or it will go everywhere. If water didn't need a container, I can take my hose and just start pouring it in my backyard and build a pool. I won't need to contain it because I can just have a swimming pool.
Large bodies of water at rest lie flat. They need a container, right? So, water won't, and I hate when flat earthers go get a ball and they pour water on the ball and it doesn't stick. That's ridiculous because that's a horrible globe argument because the globe needs to be big enough to have their gravity. So that's an argument I wish people would stop using.
But where I looked into how many gallons of water are in the ocean. 343 quintillion gallons. That makes you think. Okay, that makes you think right there that this has been what I just read off a little bit ago about how fast we're spinning and hurling and flying and spinning. And then you got 43 quadrillion gallons of water. It makes you think like, wait a second here. Something's not right with this picture.
The pre-programmed answer to the how fast we're going is because you're already going that speed. You don't feel it. Like I could drink a glass of water in an airplane. That's what you're programmed to say. I know you were thinking it.
I literally get car sick. I get car sick in a bus.
Oh yeah. So wait, that's a good one. We're spinning at 1,000 miles an hour in a curved trajectory. We're dropping at a mile per minute. Okay. We're orbiting at 66,000, speeding up and slowing down, speeding up and slowing down. We're chasing the sun in another curved trajectory, moving 4 different directions at once. And you're fine. But then add 50 miles an hour to that in a car and you get nauseous and throw up. Okay. 100%. Just add 50 miles. The car, your body can't handle. Okay.
No, handle rides anymore.
Right. And so here again, this is what you have to believe is going on. None of the stars ever change, right? This is the hypersonic sled track. It goes by a Mach 8.6. You have to believe that we are going, just watch it. You can't even see it. We're going 10 times faster than that around the sun, 100 times faster than that chasing the sun, 100 times faster than this, plus 10 times faster. Ready? You see that? You can't even see it. Look it up, people. Hypersonic sled track on YouTube and listen to the sound. You have to believe that the Earth is doing that 10 times and 100 times faster at the same time. But when we go out into nature, we see this. Well, I can't explain it. Gravity, look, this, what does this tell you? What does this tell you? This tells you we're not moving. The land around the water is containing the water, okay? The land is containing the water. If there wasn't a land around it, the water would flow away.
Beautiful.
Water lies flat, okay? Right? They want you to believe that we live on a ball, and this is the bottom of the ball, and here's Antarctica, and there's, I say, how much, on the bottom of a ball, like to hold something up, to hold a 10-pound weight up, you have to hold 10 pounds of pressure underneath it to hold it up. So on the bottom of the earth, there's hundreds of trillions of tons of water. How much pressure you need to hold that up? Hundreds of trillions of tons. But I could walk around, I could jump, butterflies can fly, right? Absolute insanity, right? And when you look at Antarctica from space, it's all cartoons, okay?
Yeah.
Right? So Antarctica is the shoreline around our world that we're not allowed to go explore. Okay. Yeah. And Antarctica is the highest land on Earth. Antarctica is that makes sense. Think about it. Antarctica is the shoreline of our world pond. What's out here in the outer space? The outer space right here. Right? Do you think that aliens, extraterrestrials are coming from distant planets around distant stars? Think about this. The closest star is 25 trillion miles away. Very much. So you're going to fly through space vacuum, 25 trillion miles, right? It's going to take, if you go 100,000 miles an hour, it'll only take you 28,000 years. Okay. And then you get here and you crash in Roswell. Or are they coming from out here? Let's go to Roswell. Let's go back and forth. Oh, something happened. They caught one of us. Okay. Darn it. All right.
I think they're creating them through NASA. I don't believe it.
I believe that there are. I believe there are other advanced civilizations out here, way advanced. Okay, they could even be here. Japan found 7,000 islands. Who knows what's out here? Maybe there's a couple other continents out here that we're not allowed to go to, and GPS keeps us away from them.
Well, I mean, just look at Egypt, how things were built. I mean, come on, you can't even compare to today.
Well, look at the Grand Canyon. There's Egypt in the Grand Canyon. Do you know that? Bottom of the Grand Canyon, there's Egyptian buildings.
Oh yes, I did.
We're not allowed to go. Wait, why can't we go there? Why can't we go to Antarctica? Why can't we do anything that would prove the Earth is flat?
Exactly.
Right.
And so much more behind that. It's not just even about, people are so worried about insisting on holding on to their round Earth. It's not even just about the flat Earth. It's about so much more information beyond the fact that you need to start to accept things to what they really are and stop being such a sheeple. But that's another story in another show.
One thing I want to show you on the app is the friend finder, and it's an amazing thing. Let's let it load for a second. It's going to show you all of the other flat earthers around me, and I can message them. I can check out their profiles. And you can send out, like, I can send a radius message out here, which has let's see, 508. I can't even see the number. 500 people or so. Almost 600 people. I could send them a message. Hey, I'm having a meetup. We did it the other day. Had 75 people show up at a pizza party or at a pizza restaurant. It was fantastic. These are the people that you want to be hanging out with. Get rid of your friends that cannot see. And
I love it.
This is your new family. And like, I can click on somebody, right? And I say, there they are. And I'll hit their profile. And when I hit their profile, now this is the new profile situation. Whoops. Hit that.
So I can just add myself, and we can just all add ourselves.
Yeah. So this doesn't exist yet. You have just a basic profile. This is our new profile thing. You can make posts. Here, I'll go back and show you my profile. So if I go here and I click the profile button, here's my profile. This is what's coming soon, and you'll be able to search by it. Like, hey, I want to move to Florida. I could search real estate brokers, Florida, and then I'll find flat earth real estate brokers that I want to work with. All sorts of stuff. You can make posts. You can do all sorts of stuff. Just, I got friend requests, suggestions, nice. And it's a whole social networking thing. People are using it to find jobs, to offer jobs, to find companionship. And let me tell you something, every blue dot on there is somebody amazing. You have more in common with every blue dot than any matchmaking site could ever match you up with. So that's on the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app. You can find it at flatearthdave.com. The app is $3. It has so much stuff on it. Just the featured videos alone are worth it. $3, one-time charge, right? Sure. But if you want to message other people, look at profiles, play the games, there's going to be interactive games where you can play remotely with other people. That you have to subscribe, and it's $11 a year. Okay, $11 a year, right? And that's it, right? And guess what? If you don't want to pay the $11 a year or buy, think about you buy a couple rounds of margaritas, forget about it. One margarita is $11 if you're lucky, right? There's a referral section here. If you open that up, you'll have a random number right here. Click the pencil, put in whatever you want. Mine is DITRH, stands for Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole. And then you can tell people, when you show people the app, they're going to go, where do I get it? You go, here you get it, but make sure you use my referral code. If you get 11 points, then you can trade them in for a subscription if you don't want to pay for it. Like some people are like, I'm on my mom's, plan. I don't want her, she won't pay for it, whatever. And also there's a whole bunch of ways that you can get it, but the referrals is a lot of fun. And on the referrals, you can check out there's a leaderboard. Whoops. You can see how people are doing. So if I hit the little cup there, we can see these are people. This is Caleb, an amazing TikToker. He's got his own button on the app, and he's got 2,222. Nice. And these are the top 100 people, referrals. Kind of cool.
That's so cool. It's very awesome. Yeah. That's my dog, by the way, if you hear him. That's my.
And we just hit 108,000.
Wow.
Almost at 109,000 people on the Friend Finder. And those are, there's other people that haven't even discovered that it has a Friend Finder yet. But if we look, check out the UK. People say flat Earth is dying. Look around.
That was my next statement. It's clearly exponentially growing.
Look at the United States. You can't even see it anymore.
Wow.
Okay?
I love it. I just love it.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes, it's awesome.
Look at Florida. Right? We'll zoom in. Amazing. And by the way, you can message a few people, say, hey, I'm having a meetup on Saturday. People show up, new best friends, every single one of them. Besties.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I've definitely clearly seen that more and more people. There's no question. That it's growing exponentially. But Dave, it's been phenomenal having you on. And I appreciate all the questions that have come through. And like I said, I think we have more coming up here.
Hey, everybody listening, in 20 minutes, I'm on a show that is going to be, it's on a Discord server, but it's streaming on YouTube. Okay. And the name of the channel is the original disco, I think. Hold on.
Okay.
The original disco. Not disco. Discord Asylum. Oh, right. The original Discord Asylum. But the link is in the app. If you go on the app.
Okay.
If you go on the app and hit the web button, and then you click right here, interviews, and then you look on the interviews, the top one is Enter the Asylum, right? And here I am live right here. This is us right here. Okay. That's us. And then, so this one, I'm going to be on 9 o'clock. This is there's a lot of Globy fanboys in the chat. So as many flat earthers that can come over there and throw down some truth, come on over. It's Enter the Asylum is the name. And it literally is. That's in 20 minutes. 20 minutes from now.
I do want to say something because you guys are you're a newer audience that I'm used to. I handle family court garbage and the evil demonic child predator services and all that stuff, criminal court and all the lies and garbage. And I'd have to get into like an hour's worth of lessons if you don't know me. But we are really the ones that are exposing the true child trafficking in America. It's within our borders that we have to really pay attention. The children are being trafficked through judges' signatures on court orders, CPS, child predator services. So down below, you'll see where you can help families that I cannot afford to help. There's only 2 American with Disability Act forensic experts in the country. That's me and Jay Shore. My organization is Punished for Protecting. You saw the book in the commercial, and we are trying to help families all over the country. One of the ways we prevent child trafficking is by stopping judges from moving children into abusive homes, which is what they're notorious for. There's a lot to this. It's the movie Sound of Freedom has nothing on what we do. Okay. No offense,
Nice.
but the truth of the matter is, that's not how it's happening. Children are being taken through court orders. That's how the trafficking is. That is the gateway door. So since you're a different audience that what normally follows me, I'm glad that you're here, because that's something that I really would like you guys to look into. You can go to my Punish for Protecting Facebook page, YouTube, Rumble, and start doing some research. You'll see where I spoke before the New York State Assembly. I've spoken to every single Congress member there is. They're all involved in child trafficking. Politicians are all involved in child trafficking. Governors, mayors, you name it, schools. It's a multi-trillion-dollar industry. If you want to know where the children are, they're your neighbors. If you want to know where the children are, you would see at least one per day, no question. And they look like they're involved in, they look like they're with families. Okay. So, we really appreciate anybody that want to sponsor a family. Just get on my website, punishedforbeingaaparent.com. It's the number 4. And I appreciate anybody, just your prayers alone. We appreciate spreading the word is something you could do. Sharing a video. I've been censored. So in 2020, I used to have 10,000 views in a heartbeat. Literally the second I got on. 2020, I was censored massively. I was not even allowed on the internet. I could say,
welcome to Flat Earth.
I could say anything, any word. I could say hi and I would be censored. So, this, you could do all this crazy stuff and get millions of views, but if you say the right things, you know what they do to you. So that's the simplest ways you can help is just by spreading the word. And it does help, believe it or not. And every child we save is a child that doesn't get trafficked. Trafficking is not just about a child having, what done to them. Just moving them from their family to a stranger's home is a form of trafficking. When you force a human body, and whether it's an elder, a baby, whatever, against its will, that is a form of child trafficking. That is a form of trafficking. So I appreciate the audience for, just for learning this. If it's new to you, I don't know. And you're 100% correct. The family court judges are narcissist abusers, and they're deeply steeped and involved in this multi-trillion-dollar child trafficking industry. So Dave, thank you so much. This has been a wonderful experience. I'm glad, and I learned a lot today too. I'm already a believer, but you put it so eloquently and scientifically, and you've proven it. I don't know how anybody can deny it, but we still have people who are walking around like this. So,
yeah, if you have kids that are getting out of regular school, getting ready for college, don't send them to college. There's college on the app. The homeschooling section alone. Listen to Crow. And a couple others, and you will be a more well-functioning human being than any college could make you.
Amen. I love it. I love it. So don't forget, guys, go to flatearthdave.com. And also those that want to do what is like a Bitcoin challenge to prove that Dave is wrong. What did it say it one more time?
3 Bitcoins you get for 1 globe proof. 1 proof we live on a globe, and you win 3 Bitcoins. 1 proof. 3
Bitcoins.
Yep.
Okay. So yes, and see Tammy's saying YouTube didn't even notify her. She's one of my biggest followers, and they didn't even notify her. So it's very typical. Well, guys, if you can go on to Flat Earth Dave. It's a wealth of information, just like Dave is. And again, thank you very much, and we'll go check you out on the next show. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. See ya.
God bless everybody.
Bye-bye.